But while we're correcting misinformation and mistakes, I've already mispronounced our next guest's name, and that's a shame because he has big news and an exclusive here for the Will Cain Show. It is Alabama Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville. Okay, Senator, Coach, sorry for saying Tuberville. Sometimes things come out of my mouth that I can't control, and I know you well, and I know it's Tuberville, but it might not be Coach. It might not be Senator in the future. It might be a different title because you have a big announcement for us.
Well, thank you, Will. Thanks for having me on. We're in Byron's Barbecue here in Auburn, Alabama today. I started my Senate run almost 7 years ago, right in this same building. You can see my friends and family. My 3-month-old new granddaughter, Rosie Grace, is here cheering us on. But it's great to be here. My wife and I, Suzanne, moved here over 25 years ago. As you know, I coached, and it was a great time. We made some great friends. It's been a lot of fun. My 2 boys, Tucker and Troy, were educated here. It's home. We've made a lot of friends and a lot of family. So a few years ago, I decided to give back to this great country and fight. President Trump was a guy that really was behind me in doing the Senate race. He's been behind me ever since. And today, I will announce that I will be the future governor of the great state of Alabama.
There we go.
Now, I've still got 18 months to go with President Trump to make America great again. We got a lot of work to do. Monday we'll go back and pass the big, beautiful bill for President Trump. But I'm doing this to help this country and the great state of Alabama. I'm a football coach. I'm a leader. I'm a builder. I'm a recruiter. And we're going to grow Alabama. We're going to bring manufacturing to the state. We're going to stop this illegal immigration. We're going to make education better again. And we're going to do everything possible to make sure our kids, when they've graduated in this great state, the Yellowhammer State, that they stay in this state and work. We're going to have workforce development. So, Will, we got a lot of work to do nationally. I'm looking forward to that with President Trump. He's got us on the right track. But meantime, I'll be running every weekend, doing the things I need to do to make sure that I can get over the threshold and win this governor's race, come back to Alabama, and work with President Trump and not stop, because he's fully supportive of this, to keep making America great again and put Alabama first.
Well, that is exciting, Coach. Thank you so much, by the way, for sharing with us here today on the Will Cain Show. I know everybody sitting beside you, behind you, is very excited about this announcement today. I would love to ask you a couple of questions, both about your run for governor and for your current job as senator. You mentioned the big, beautiful bill. And we are now in the Senate with the big, beautiful bill. There are some of your colleagues in the Republican caucus who are not that excited about it. For example, Senator Ron Johnson has said it just doesn't save enough. There's not enough in deficit reduction. Here's what he said to CNN.
And I'm sorry, the House bill would probably add, I've calculated $4 trillion. You're saying you have these independent analysts saying it's 3.3 to $4 trillion. I agree with that. We have to reduce the deficit. And so we need to focus on spending. So you don't defeat the deep state by funding it.
So, Senator, that's Senator Ron Johnson. But on the other side, you got other senators like Josh Hawley that are concerned about the Medicaid cuts inside the bill. So you've got it sort of being pulled on both ends of the rope here. How do you thread that needle and get the big, beautiful bill through the Senate?
Well, we're all conservatives when it comes to the people that are looking at this bill in several different lights. Well, but at the end of the day, the 2 things that we have to understand after this corrosive Biden administration, we have to cut spending and we have to grow our country. And that's the 2 things President Trump said. If we don't do that, this country will not be the same country that you and I had an opportunity to grow up in. And so Ron Johnson and several people in the Republican side, now that the bill's coming to us starting Monday, we will look at it, and we all understand we have to cut spending, but we have to make sure that we don't hurt people when we do that. Josh Hawley's worried about Medicaid. Ron Johnson's worried about future spending of trillions of dollars going up in our debt. We've got to cut back on our debt. The only way we can do that, as President Trump said, is grow our country. That's the reason we have tariffs, and that's the reason we want manufacturing to come back. It will be a fist fight next week, starting Monday, with all the Republicans looking at this bill, combining it with the House. But we've got to get it done. We've got to get this jobs and tax cut done. We've got to help President Trump He got elected by almost 80 million people. They gave us a mandate. Let's get it done.
All right, that's going to be exciting to watch, the fist fight that comes Monday, as you described it, and so will be your race for the governor. We want to congratulate you on that race. You told me once, you told me before, Will, call me coach, don't call me senator. Now, I'm not going to put the cart before the horse, but let's presume for a moment that the new title is governor. Will you want me to call you governor, or you want me to call you coach?
As I tell everybody, I'll be coach to everybody. Even my granddaughter, Rosie Grace, is going to call me coach. So if anybody wants to help out, Will, coachforgovernor.com. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Coach Tuberville, thank you so much. You talk about your experience of leadership and recruiting and what you now plan to bring those assets to bear for the state of Alabama. We'll be watching your race. Thank you so much, Senator Tuberville.
Thank you. God bless.
All right. God bless.